Get $50 bonus credit just for playing. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game. You do have to be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
This is Andrew Perloff with a Sports Minute. Video emerged of Jaguars rookie Travis Hunter playing cornerback at minicamp yesterday. Up until that point, the reigning Heisman Trophy winner had been working out mostly a wide receiver. He made a spectacular interception. We're about to see something quite unique down in Jacksonville. Playing both ways seems like too big of a job for any one player. Get ready for Hunter to try the impossible. The early returns are he might just be able to pull it off. I'm Andrew Perloff.
Everyone has a fave Wendy's Frosty flavor. And when you're choosing from chocolate or vanilla, it's not that hard. But now, there's all new Frosty Swirls and Frosty Fusions. So try picking your fave from Oreo Brownie Fusion, Pop-Tarts Strawberry Fusion, Strawberry Swirl, Brownie Batter Swirl, Caramel Swirl, and Caramel Crunch Fusion. Not so easy now, huh? For a fresh way to Frosty, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
At participating U.S. Wendy's, hours may vary by location. Oreo is a trademark of Mondelez International Group. Pop-Tarts is a trademark of Kellogg North America Co., LLC. Used with permission.
Pro Paint Days are back at Lowe's, and My Lowe's Pro Rewards members can save even more with limited-time deals. Right now, buy one, get one half off. Select HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams Primer and Ceiling Paint. Plus, get free same-day delivery to your job site when you order by 2 p.m. Offer valid through 6/13, delivery by 8 p.m., subject to driver availability. Additional terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-471-9773. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-471-9773. 800-471-9773. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-471-9773 or biglou.com. That's 800-471-9773 or biglou.com.
Consistently beating industry benchmarks by over 25% isn't a fluke. It's Cumulus Digital. Smarter marketing with proof. We show you exactly who saw your ad by name and address. That kind of precision is why more than 4,000 businesses partner with us every month, whether they need one product or a full digital strategy. Visit cumulusdigital.com today because you're not average, and your marketing results shouldn't be either. That's cumulusdigital.com.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station, your home for the NFL, regular season, playoffs, and Super Bowl. It's Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
And ready again for a 2-2 pitch to Wagaman. Bouncing ball to third. McMahon's got it. Sets, throws, ball game. The Rockies not only get a series win in Miami, their first sweep of the year. Final score here this afternoon. Rockies 3, Miami 2.
Celebrate Denver. The Rockies are in the win column. Are you a Rockies fan? Are you from Denver? How are you feeling right now? 3 wins in a row. I think they heard us talking bad about them on Monday after they came out of the month of May not getting that 10th win before June. We were talking bad about them here on DK on the Sports Tip on Monday. And what do? They go out and they win 3 games in a row. The Rockies. Get ready. We might have Rocktober after all. No, we're not.
Not a chance.
We're not. I just like saying Rocktober.
I can't believe you said that with as much of a straight face as you had before you started laughing about it.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, it's still early. It's only June, right? If you win,
They have
if
gotten to
you
double
can
digits.
go, let's see, what are they? 12-50 now.
12 and 50. Yeah.
If they can win 90 of their next, what they got? So 12-50. So that's 62. So that's 60. So they got 100 games left. They can go 80 and 80 and 70. What would that be? My math is here. 80 and 20. The rest of the way.
Yeah, no, you have a better chance of having a guy who hits home runs in the 2 home runs in the first game and keeping up that consistent pace to go ahead and get himself to the all-time record there. No,
All right.
no.
The Dragon Ball is not. He is not buying the Rockies going 80 and 20 the rest of the way to win the National League West and beat the Dodgers and the Padres and the Giants and the D-backs along the way. Not going to happen. But hey, at least we can rejoice in the fact that they've got a winning streak going, and that's a positive. Although that was that win, so they won last night. That was a loser. I'm sorry, the win today was a loser for us because one of our BetMGM Network top plays for today, and then this was like the first play we got today. Dude was second play, I'm sorry, was the one from the midday. Dude was extremely enthusiastic about it. He was like, oh, there's no way. He's like, the Rockies are going to win 3 games in a row. So you got to take the Marlins on the money line. He was enthusiastic about it. Just like they were enthusiastic about the Braves beating the Diamondbacks last night, and that didn't happen. So the BetMGM Network, our partners over at BetMGM Network, have not been very good on the baseball field the last 2 nights anyway. They gave us a loser last night, telling us to pick against our Snakes, and they gave us a loser today. Some day baseball on a Wednesday, as we always have. A loser today, taking the Marlins over the Rockies because Colorado got it done 3-2 to complete the 3-game sweep. How do you feel if you're a Marlins fan?
Not great.
I mean, you lose to the worst team in the league. I mean, again, it's baseball and everybody's got guys and everybody can play. But, man, that team, I think it was like 57. I think that the number I saw, 57 straight series they had gone without a sweep, without a winning sweep. 57 straight series. In fact, the last team that the Rockies swept was the Diamondbacks last year, going back to last season. So celebrate. If you're a Rockies fan, I want to hear from you. How do you feel about your team? 520-848-1290. If you're a Marlins fan, I want to hear from you. How do you feel about your team this week? 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. All right, as you heard, I've got Dragon Ball with me today. J-Dub has the day off. We've got a shortened show for you today and tomorrow and potentially Friday due to the Women's College World Series Finals, which are getting underway tonight in Oklahoma City. You will hear those games right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. The broadcast begins at 4:45, so we've got you for about an hour and 45 minutes today and tomorrow for sure, and then we'll see what happens if there's a game on Friday night or not. Yeah, that would be a deciding Game 3 in a matchup that will feature 2 teams from the state of Texas in different conferences. The Texas Tech Red Raiders, who won the Big 12, beating out your Arizona Wildcats, and the Texas Longhorns, who left the Big 12 to go to the SEC and are playing, I believe this is if I'm not mistaken, the third time in 4 years. Third time in 4 years that they have been to the finals. And Ryan Radke, Arizona Wildcat grad from 1998, will have the call on those games coming up with broadcast time at 4:45. We're going to let you hear from Chip Hale today. Arizona baseball headed out onto the road. They are probably in North Carolina, I would imagine, by now, though you never know. Flight delays and all that stuff. Maybe they haven't gotten there, but they were heading down there.
Well, so long as the plane didn't get diverted like the Indiana Pacers did.
I heard about that.
They had to get their plane diverted because of a tornado warning or something going towards Oklahoma City. So As long as they didn't have to worry about that, I think they'll probably in Chapel Hill.
I should probably be asking what the what the forecast. I haven't looked at the forecast for Oklahoma City today. Now that you mentioned tornadoes and all of that kind of thing, so I haven't heard that there's going to be potentially any delays tonight with the Women's College World Series, but we will keep you abreast of that as we go along again this evening. Let you know for sure what's happening with that as well. What was that?
Well, looking at it right now, I just went ahead and looked up Chapel Hill, North Carolina's on the
Chapel Hill.
I was looking up the 10-day weather because you mentioned it.
I thought you were looking up Oklahoma City. You're about to give me a bad news on that.
I just thought about it. I wanted to go ahead and give a quick checkout, and hopefully these two teams are able to go ahead and get this done by Saturday. So the Wildcats would need a clean sweep because it looks like we've got scattered thunderstorms set up for Sunday. Not sure how early those will be, but something to look out for, at least on that regard. And as far as Oklahoma City, I'll give it a quick look and see what I can find.
I got it. It's partly cloudy and 72 degrees, so it looks like we're going to be fine for no delays there tonight. And it's been that's been good for them. It's been sometimes you go to that Women's College World Series and it's really, really hot and muggy, but it has not. They have not necessarily had. I mean, they've had temperatures in the 80s. This week, but temperatures are down at least for today and tomorrow. Then it'll get back up into the 80s on Friday. But they have not had temperatures much in the 90s this entire week that the ladies have been in town. So it's been great weather for softball in Oklahoma City, and we'll crown a champion here. It'll be a new champion with the Oklahoma Sooners getting knocked out of this party.
How bad would the Longhorns feel if they got beat by this team, too?
Yeah, they're not going to be feeling real good at all. You keep getting there. Eventually, you like to try to win one, for sure. But they got to go through Nyjah Kennedy, the best pitcher out there right now. We talked a lot about her yesterday, and she has I think I saw a stat. She's pretty much thrown, I think, every single inning for them in this postseason. No one else has pitched for Texas Tech. If what I saw was correct, I mean, that's crazy when you come to think about it. She has thrown every 300 and I think it was like the number was like something like 360 something innings so far.
You're definitely not going to see that out of Mr. Kramkowski during the Super Regional, I don't think. I think the terminology of you throw like a girl, I don't know if that matters anymore with that kind of a performance.
That's
not a good insult.
I think it was my guy. Anthony Gimino who tweeted out in response to that number the stats for Taryn Moet in 2007, saying nothing even close to what Taryn Moet did that year to lead the Wildcats to the 8th of their national championships back in the day. So. But again, she's one fine pitcher. There's no question about it. It's going to be fun to watch her try to finish this. And when you go out and you make that type of investment, to see it come to fruition, to know that we went out and got a pitcher to get us to this point, to give us an opportunity to win a national championship, and now you've got that chance to do it. It's going to be real fun to watch here over the course of the next 2, possibly 3 nights as they decide who's going to win it all in women's college softball. Thoughts on that? 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Okay, I found the number. Here it is. Taryn Moet in 2007, according to my guy Anthony Gimino, pitched 8 games in 7 days, 60 innings through 1,000-plus pitches, and won 5 elimination games to get that final of the 8 national championships for the Arizona Wildcats. Nyjah Kennedy has thrown 362 consecutive pitches, so well under what Taryn Moet threw in 2007. She's been efficient. No question about that. Nyjah Kennedy has been efficient for sure. All right, I mentioned you're going to hear from Chip Hale today. We had a chance to talk to Chip yesterday. Prior to the Wildcats, they had an open practice out at High Corbett Field. You'll hear from the skipper what his thoughts are on the upcoming Super Regional, his first as the head coach. Also, we're going to have some in-studio guests again today before we get out of here. Callie Clark is the new head coach, a new manager, I should say, of the FC Tucson women. She'll be in here, and she's going to bring one of her players with her, Natalie Sepulveda. So looking forward to the chance to chat with Callie and Natalie on the FC Tucson women. Their season is underway. I don't know if you saw, did you see, before we talk about the women, did you see what the men did over the weekend?
That was a trip to Coachella that no one's going to forget.
No, it was here. It was here.
No,
that's Coachella's trip here.
I know. I'm being facetious, but no, 19-0.
19-0. I don't think I've ever seen a soccer game at that level, whether it's college or whether it's USL2 or PDL or back when we were in USL1. I don't know that I've ever seen a score like that.
No.
For a soccer game. 19-0 was the final score on Friday night out at Keno North Stadium.
DK, I've had to watch and run a couple of youth soccer tournaments over at Keno Sports Complex. I can tell you that for seeing all 18 fields going on at once, even then I never saw 19-0.
Wow. That is insane. Insane. I mean, you would think, I don't know, you would think Coachella, they would be able to get some kids to come out and play in Coachella. Everybody wants to live there, right? You just hop, skip, and a jump from all the beautiful locales in Palm Springs, but I don't know. Apparently not. They were not very good. Not very good in the least if FC Tucson took them out like that. So the men are undefeated. The ladies have not lost in their 3 matches. They have 2 wins and a draw. So we will have the ladies here in studio with us today, and then we'll have the men in studio with us tomorrow for their match coming up on Friday night. It'll be the final of this homestand for the FC Tucson men. So Callie Carter is going to be our guest today. She's a former player for the FC Tucson women. She's an assistant coach, and she's also a coach with the FC Tucson Youth Girls Academy in the 2009 division. So I guess those would be young ladies who are 14 and under at this point. So she's coaching 14 and under girls over there at the FC Tucson Youth Academy, and she kind of stepped in late. They had Ryan Hall was going to be the head coach, and she stepped in for him, I think actually about a week ago. So we'll ask her about all of that, having to kind of take over this role right away. They've had a number of changes over there on the coaching side at FC Tucson, the women's side over the last few years. So since Kelly Pierce, who obviously has won a lot of state championships over at South Point Catholic, she was the head coach for a long term over there with the FC Tucson women. But since she stepped away, they've had a number of different coaches. So trying to solidify that position over there. We'll talk to Callie Clark about her stepping into that role and how she hopes to maybe do that moving forward. But again, even despite the fact they've had a lot of coaches, they still have been playing extremely well this year. Going back to last year, they've been able to weather all those changes and still put out a very good summer women's soccer product over there at FC Tucson. So we'll talk to Callie Carter as well as Natalie Sepulveda. That'll be coming up in the 4 o'clock hour. The NHL Stanley Cup Finals begins tonight. It's the Oilers and the Panthers. We'll dive into that. Thunder and Pacers, that's tomorrow night. Game 1 of the NBA Finals. We'll talk about that as well. Diamondbacks download. They'll play Game 2 against the Braves after a big homer night last night down at Truist Park in the South. And we'll give you that straight ahead of first pitch, which is an hour from now. Right now, cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Collisions reported at Oracle and Hardy, First Avenue and Wetmore. Alvernon and Pima reported, also crash reported on Prince Road at I-10. And for your weather, looking at 70 the low, 97 sunny tomorrow, and 94 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's new Frosty flavors. Love Wendy's classic chocolate and vanilla Frosty flavors? Announcing all new Frosty Swirl and Frosty Fusion flavors. The same creamy treat you love, now with a flavor refresh. Refresh on a classic? Gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later at participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary by location.
Discover luxury at BMW of Tucson, your premier BMW dealership. Explore our extensive inventory, lease specials, and state-of-the-art service. Visit us at the Tucson Auto Mall or at bmwoftucson.com today.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-298-9532. 800-298-9532. Again, that's 800-298-9532.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-555-2085. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-555-2085. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-555-2085. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-555-2085 or biglou.com.
Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Always trust the big guy. Mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair at coolwillies.com. Cool Willie's is proud to be a partner of the University of Arizona Wildcats radio broadcast. Two powerful teams working hard for you to get the job done right every day. Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Big enough to help, small enough to care. Remember to mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair. coolwillies.com.
Because of the gospel rescue missions, my kids still have their dad. I lived a life on the streets, ultimately leading me to prison. I came to the gospel rescue mission not looking for shelter, but for a second chance to be a better person. I worked the program, gave my life to Christ, and got baptized. And when I came out of that water, it was like all the weight of my old self stayed behind.
Your support does more than rewrite stories like Ryan's. It transforms generations. If you want to help or if you need help, go to grmtucson.com.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
Attention passengers, we've reached 10,000 feet and internet is now available for purchase.
I just paid hundreds for this flight and you can't even throw in internet? I'll just take the free pretzels.
Sorry, but I do have snack boxes for sale.
I'm just gonna sleep.
In that case, we are selling pillows and blankets as well.
I'll just breathe. That's free, right?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
If you need to hire, you know it takes time. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. You simply pick a time and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day.
Try Zip Intro for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Martinez 1-2 to the plate. Swing and miss, strike three. There you go.
Inning over, game over, regional over. The Cats onto a super next weekend. They sweep through the Eugene Regional in 3 games. They are champions in Eugene, and they will play next weekend, one step away from the promised land in Omaha.
8 straight wins for your Arizona Wildcats as they head down to Super Regionals. Back in the Super Regionals, the Sweet 16 of baseball for the first time since 2021. So they went 3 seasons without losing in the regional final in 22, not winning any games in 23 or 24 before knocking off all 3 of their opponents in the Eugene Regional last weekend, not having, though, however, to face the overall number 12 seed in the tournament, the Oregon Ducks. So, again, they beat who was in front of them, but did so against lesser competition. Not going to be the case this weekend, as Arizona will take on the North Carolina Tar Heels, one of the best programs in college baseball. The Wildcats are on their way, if not already in Chapel Hill. They left earlier today after a morning practice at High Corbett Field. We had a chance to hear yesterday from the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats, Chip Hale. Let's hear what Chip had to say about playing North Carolina and where his team stands going into the Super Regionals.
All right, questions for Coach Hale. Last time we talked to you, you didn't know who you were going to play. Now you know who you're going to play and where you're going to play. What are your initial thoughts on North Carolina?
Oh, fantastic team. Obviously, we got to go cross country. We'll leave tomorrow, but no, they're good. We just started looking at their pitching style of play. They just do everything well. Their pitchers. You look at their numbers, and ERAs are low. A lot of quality hitters, so it's going to be a great series, I think.
What is their style of play?
Well, they just play baseball. There's not as much of the stuff that we've seen throughout our conference. Even in our regional with Cal Poly and Utah Valley, they're going to play hardball, and they're going to come at you. When they have to bunt, they'll bunt. They can do that. They can hit and run. They can do everything. So we got to be ready and play really fundamentally sound baseball.
After winning the Big 12, you wanted to make sure your guys were not satisfied with just that. Now you have the same situation. You've gotten this regional, which have been pushed
Right.
up over the last few years. How do you make sure that it just starts over?
Yeah, I think just the attitude after the win. I mean, you guys saw it. They were happy. They were fired up to get it over with, but I think they're ready for the next step. So, obviously, the matchups are super important. We get there, and the more video we look at, we'll have a better idea of how we're going to play guys, how we're going to pitch them, how we're going to approach our starters. So we're a little bit early in that process yet.
How do you continue the success at the plate like you guys had the last 2 years?
Who knows? I mean, Friday we had 2 hits, and then all of a sudden we explode. So, again, some of it's matchups. The matchup of the pitcher and the hitters were better for us on the weekend than they were on Friday. So, like I said, we're just in the starting process of looking at these guys, and the swings are fine. The fundamentals, the mechanics are good. We just have to be able to see the ball and hit it.
Is this a grass surface there?
Yeah, very beautiful stadium, very nice surface. We're excited to play on it.
As Brian pointed out, the run differential in the first weekend of the season was almost the reverse of
Right.
what you guys accomplished this last weekend of the season. In terms of growth over the course of the year, what are the areas where you feel like the team has grown the most?
Well, obviously, when you talk about run differential, it's the pitching and the hitting, right? So, obviously, the pitching has improved a ton since the first weekend. But some of that, I mean, the stuff is the same. It's just location of the pitches and pitches called. So I think Kevin has gotten a better idea of what each pitcher does well, and he's really accentuated that. On the hitting side, we've gone through ups and downs like you look at a major league team. Guys are going to go through their ups and downs. So right now we feel good about the bats, and we just got to keep that good feeling going in. We kind of made a little bit of a philosophical change after Friday and with our BP and everything, and I think we're going to stay with that. And I'm not going to tell you what it was because I don't want to give away any secrets like some of our guys do.
Does the 9 a.m. game time,
start
time impact anybody at all?
It may. I think we're going to get there. That's why we're leaving tomorrow. We're going to practice tomorrow at 8 a.m. here. We did the same thing when we went to Texas. We stayed in Dallas, practiced early in the morning for that 9 a.m. game. And our guys have done it before, which is really good. It's a really good situation that we've done it before. So, I don't think it should. I don't expect it to. That's just another excuse, and this team's been really good about not making excuses.
So both sides have come together at the right time.
Right.
So both pitching and your batting.
Mm-hmm.
What do you talk to you guys about to continue that mental availability for that?
Yeah, I think you just always trying to be positive with them and be honest. This is a good group they can take some honesty, they can take some hard coaching, and they've accepted that. And I think we just have to keep doing it. Whether it's in batting practice today and they're popping balls up, you say, hey, we got to get on top of the ball, but let's do what got us here. And they have to be constantly reminded of those things. But they're tough, and they're tough on each other, and they're going to hold each other accountable.
How would you assess? He just walked over here. How would you assess Brendan Summerhill's performance since he's come back?
He's been fine. He himself is not happy at all. I mean, if you were to ask him, he would tell you he's struggling, which I told him today. It's not about the average. It's about the on-base percentage for the leadoff hitter. He's doing fine, and the beauty of it is, like we talked about with Walton, when Summerhill starts to actually swing the bat like we know he can, it's going to be special for us.
You made a reference after, I think it was at the Big 12 championship game, kind of pulled up going past first base, and you said it was more frustration
Yeah.
than injury. Is that something that you talked to him about or try to work with him about?
Yeah. No doubt. I mean, that's just maturity and us, coaching and trying to bring him along. I mean, he's got a long career ahead of him, and to get him, he's a very emotional guy. He wants to do well for the team. It's not really for himself. It's for the team. He feels like sometimes he lets us down, and so he just has to understand it. All anybody on the team's looking for is him to give the best he can every day.
Do you have to hope that your guys, after this last weekend with all the home runs, don't think that that's just part of the game now, that you're going to be that's where you're going to get most of your offense from?
Yeah, I mean, I think we stress all the time, hard and low. I say that when even, when you think about hard and low, you're trying to hit the top of the ball, you're trying to hit the middle of the ball, and the ball is going to go, whether it's, in Eugene or Chapel Hill or here. So, yeah, we'll deal with that on Thursday at practice, see how the ballpark's playing, how the wind is blowing, and all those things.
You played a couple games there, didn't you?
In North Carolina?
Yeah.
I've never been there.
Okay, I thought there was some tournament at the tail end.
No.
Okay.
No, not me. Robbie Mullen, who was here earlier, played there, but we didn't. We never went.
I believe the portal is open now.
Mm-hmm.
Both guys in there. How do you deal with that aspect in terms of the guys who might want to leave? And then also, are you already starting to look at who's in there as far as who you might bring in?
Yes.
Next year?
Yes, we're Tripp's constantly recruiting, whether it's high school, junior college, or portal. We're always looking at it, evaluating who's in there yet. Right now, excuse me. So yeah, we're always looking at it for the, in terms of our players who've gone in. I signed a bunch of paperwork yesterday on I think 5 of our guys, and it's tough. They're still part of this team. This is just the landscape of college sports now we have to deal with. But they have to do what's best for their careers. They're not obviously here on the current roster. So just trying to communicate with them on a weekly basis to keep them involved in what we're doing. But of course they are in the portal, and we always wish them the best.
Is it the same 27 that you'll use for New Jersey?
We'll see. We're going to take our guys, and then we'll just decide on the 27th guy by Thursday.
What does it mean to you to be leading this team to the Super Bowl for the first time since you've been here?
Oh, it means a lot. I mean, I said this the other day. There was a lot of anxiety on Game 1 against Cal Poly because we hadn't done well the last 2 years, quite frankly. And one was here in our own ballpark with 9,000 people. It was really disappointing to me. So to get to this next round, it's a good thing for us. And I'm so happy to see the players were excited to win, like I said, but they're not happy about just going to the Super Regional. So hopefully we can get to Omaha.
What does it take to get to Omaha?
We just have to play good baseball. I mean, this is one of the best teams in the country, one of the top 10 teams, and they were there last year. They're a super talented, super fundamentally sound team, and we have to match it. And we talked to the players about it today. It's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be any funky plays that are going to change us. It's just going to be making good baseball plays and having good at bats and making good pitches.
Time for 2 more questions for Coach.
After Sunday, what was the conversation with your wife like?
It was always good. Judy's been there for me from the start. She was here with me when we won a national championship in 1986. We were dating. She remembers how fun those times in Omaha were. And back then she was joking around like the girlfriends didn't get to go on the road. Now all the guys have their girlfriends on the road for these tournaments. So just happiness, and she's happy for the team and happy for the kids.
So how do you plan to keep the team mentally focused and motivated?
Yeah, I think at this time of the year, it's much easier than it is in the middle. I think they know what's in front of them. They see the team they're playing. They see the crowd up there, especially when we get to North Carolina, and the focus for them will come. It'll be fine. I'm more of a guy that try to relax them and let them play free and easy. Thank you, guys.
All right, that's the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats baseball team, Chip Hale. He was talking about, obviously, the portal window is open for the baseball players, and so some of the guys have gone in. In fact, the Wildcats have had 5 guys go into the portal. Maybe the most high profile of those 5 guys is Richie Morales, who has started a number of games. He has 51 starts for the Arizona Wildcats over the course of the last couple of seasons. He's dealt with some injuries, though, this year that have somewhat limited his availability out there for the Arizona Wildcats. So he is probably the top name that's in the portal. A lot of the other guys, there's 4 other guys in there that you probably really have not heard much about this season. They have not played integral roles on this team. Christian Coppola, Keenan Ellerton, Carter Muck, and Jack Berg. Keenan Ellerton, if I'm not mistaken, the son of Scott Ellerton, the former Wildcat pitcher here back in the day at the University of Arizona. So those 5 are in the portal. We'll see where they end up. They could come back here. They may go somewhere else. Nowadays, it seems though when kids go into the portal, and we talked about it yesterday in terms of softball, they don't generally always come back, but you never know. We saw Kean Burnett end up in the portal, and now he's back with the Arizona Wildcats. So stranger things can happen. That's for sure. All right, do you want to talk about your Arizona Wildcats baseball team? How are you feeling? We had Wes Clements on the show yesterday, and he raved about what he's seen from Smith Bailey. Smith Bailey's your number 3 starter. He's your Sunday guy. But Wes Clements, Arizona baseball class of 1980, national champion, Hall of Famer, believes that Smith Bailey is the future. If you can keep him around. Again, that's always a big thing. We just talked about the portal. It's a big thing. A guy like Smith Bailey, who's shown as a freshman that he's definitely up for the task, especially the last 2 Sundays when he has closed out tournaments, closing out the Big 12 championship, and then closing out the regional championship. That's a kid that might draw some interest in the offseason. Will the Wildcats be able to hold on to him? We've seen what has happened with women's basketball. Decimated roster through the portal. We've seen what's happened with softball. Decimated roster through the portal. I mean, now when you think about it, as we've come to the end of this year, I mean, kudos to Charita Stubbs for volleyball for being able to basically hold on to the majority of her players this past season on a team that, again, is rising, got to the postseason, although not the NCAA tournament. There were some questions about who might stay, who might go from there. They did not have nearly the number of people turnover in the volleyball program as we've seen in the 2 other major women's sports, women's basketball and softball. Softball that's seen double-digit transfers so far since the end of their season just a few weeks ago. We can dive into that. 520-848-1290 if you have thoughts on all of that. We'll have your Diamondbacks download coming up. First pitch in Atlanta, 4:15. It's DK on the Sports Tip. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. With collisions that are reported 22nd near Keno, 22nd Street east of Keno Parkway, 1st Avenue and Wetmore, Prince Road and I-10 on Prince at I-10, FEMA and Alvernon, and in Oro Valley, Oracle and Hardy. 70 the overnight low, sunny, 97 tomorrow, and 95 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by eBay. Swapping out your tires? There's nothing like it. With eBay, you find the feel you're looking for, from smooth highway rides to grip for rough terrain. Get all the tires you need, at the prices you'll love. eBay. Things people love.
My best friend died suddenly, and now his wife and kids have to move out of their house. I had no idea he didn't have life insurance. If I could go back, I'd tell him how easy and affordable protecting your family can be with SelectQuote. In 15 minutes, a licensed insurance agent found me a $500,000 life insurance policy for only $18 a month. They compare many of the nation's most highly rated insurance carriers to find the right coverage and price for your needs. In the last 40 years, they've helped more than 2 million families secure over $700 billion in coverage. Even if you have a health concern, SelectQuote agents can find you the right policy at the lowest price. Don't wait until it's too late. Get peace of mind that your loved ones are protected with life insurance.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-480-5454 for your free quote today. That's 1-800-480-5454. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-480-5454. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Yeah, Goodfellas AC.
Hi, can I get a second opinion from you guys on something?
Of course. It's what we're here for.
So, my wife's brother claimed he'd done some AC repair before.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, and now there's kind of a rope and pulley situation that opens the freezer door and a fan inside turns on to cool off the house.
Huh, very creative.
Really?
No, not at all. Next time, call us first, yeah?
Yeah.
Call Goodfellas AC for free estimates and second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Every success you've had began with a great opportunity. Now there's another one. Last aid year, University of Maryland Global Campus awarded over $21 million in scholarships to qualified students, including community college students, service members, veterans, and working adults. Now is the time to move your career forward with an online and accredited skills-based education. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Average doesn't grow your business. Smart Strategy does. Cumulus digital campaigns outperform industry benchmarks by over 25%. You're not average, and your results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com today to leave average behind.
Because of the gospel rescue missions, my kids still have their dad. I lived a life on the streets, ultimately leading me to prison. I came to the gospel rescue mission not looking for a shelter, but for a second chance to be a better person. I worked the program, gave my life to Christ, and got baptized. And when I came out of that water, it was like all the weight of my old self stayed behind.
Your support does more than rewrite stories like Ryan's. It transforms generations. If you want to help or if you need help, go to grmtucson.com.
This is Andrew Bogish with a Sports Minute sponsored by Dylan Scott's new album, Easy Does It, available now. Equality has never not been an issue in tennis. The French Open has been adding new fuel to this fire by keeping high-profile women's matches out of the best time slots on center court, including no night matches at all. This has been happening for 5 years now, and organizers don't seem to care one bit. I'm Andrew Bogish.
What he'll never
ever have. The smash hit from Dylan Scott appears on the brand new album, Easy Does It. The album also features the #1 song, This Town's Been Too Good to Us. And Till I Can't, I Will. I'll do whatever it takes. Yeah, believe me when I say till I can't, I will. Dylan Scott. Search, follow, and listen now on all music streaming services. Sponsored by Curb Records.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Here's the 1-0. Broken back, ground ball to third. Suarez gloves and throws across the diamond. And that is your ball game. The Diamondbacks dominate Atlanta here in the series opener. They win it by a final score of 8-3.
A much-needed win to start the road trip for your Arizona Diamondbacks, Wildcats. Diamondbacks, Snakes, after winning the final game of the home series against the Nationals. So 2 straight wins heading into tonight's ball game at 4:15. It was a homer party for the D-backs last night off of the Braves ace, who's still trying to find his way back after some injuries. And so it's been a little bit of a tough go so far for Spencer Strider. And Ketel Marte.
That might be putting it lightly. That might be putting it lightly.
Hey, what's lead starters we had the 2 lead starters in last night's game. Spencer Strider came in with an ERA over 5. Zach Gallen had an ERA over 5.
Yeah, here's the thing, though. Zach Gallen has as many wins as Strider has losses, and Strider has no wins on the season.
Yeah, that's true. He does not. And it was bad early thanks to Ketel Marte.
It's been a little erratic to this point. And Marte gets into one, and that one is going to go. Wow, Acuna does not even move. Ketel Marte sends one out of here in Atlanta, and the Diamondbacks strike first. Still holding. Marte slams another one to right field. Ketel a line drive, and that one's gone. He's homered twice in Atlanta, and it's 4-0 Diamondbacks. That was an absolute missile over the head of Acuna.
Home runs 9 and 10 on the season for Ketel Marte. Things would get a little bit dicey in the middle of this game. An early lead for the D-backs. They were up 4-zip, but then it would be 5-3 going into the latter stage, or 4-3, I should say, going into the latter stages of the game. But Corbin Carroll would be the other D-backs slugger to give the team some breathing room.
Corbin Carroll gets it up in the air, deep to right field, and there it goes. Corbin Carroll, number 17. Runners on the move again. Corbin skies it pretty deep, right center field. This has got some carry to it, and it's gone. Corbin Carroll's second home run tonight, and they've blown it open. It's 8-3.
Homers 17 and 18 on the season for Corbin Carroll. Man, he is swinging a great bat right now. And then Zach Gallen was back to being the Zach Gallen that we like to see. 7 innings, allowed an earned run on 4 hits. He had 4 strikeouts. He gave up just 1 home run in the ball game to pick up win number 4 on the season. 8-3 the final for the Diamondbacks. And after the game, Torey Lovello on what he liked about his ace being back to be looking like his ace.
I thought he threw, really convicted fastballs, put him on the plate, was driving guys off the plate, and just well-driven fastballs. And then the secondary stuff really came into play. There was a lot of swing and miss with the curveball down. His changeup came into play, some cutters with some early contact, easy outs in early in count. So he and Gabby got into a really nice rhythm. It was a lot of fun to watch.
Fun to watch indeed. And like we said, the bats, at least from the homer side of it, Ketel Marte and Corbin Carroll putting the Diamondbacks on their backs in this one.
It's a lot of fun, right? Those are your two catalysts, your main players, and they go out there and they get us an early lead. I thought the tack-on home run by Corbin after we gave up a couple little scratch runs to make it 5-3 was a really good kind of momentum changer for us. So they were the whole team was super engaged today and played very well. But those two were certainly a highlight. It's fun to watch Cattell get into that mode. He gets hot. He carries teams when he's rested. This is what he looks like, and he's in a very good spot.
All right, so the Diamondbacks 2 straight wins, but still 7.5 games behind the Los Angeles Dodgers at 2 games under 500 at 29-31. Game 2 of this series will be tonight at 4:15 first pitch. Cousin Merrill Kelly gets the ball against Chris Sale, one of the best pitchers in baseball, on the opposite side for the Braves. The Braves, as we mentioned, again, they're starting to get some people healthy, but they're still 5 games under 500. That's going to be, I think, an interesting team to watch as this season goes on, just because of the number of things that they've had to deal with early in this season. They are 5 under, but that's a team that still is capable, when everybody's there and playing well, can win that National League East or at least put themselves in a postseason position. So it's going to be fun to watch the Braves as this season goes down to see if they can play their way back into it. Chris Sale on the season is 3-3 with a 3.06 earned run average. Cousin Merrill, 5 wins to 2 losses, an ERA of 3.78. The favorite tonight is the Braves on the money line at -180. So take the Diamondbacks tonight at +150, and you might be able to get some big money on that $12.90 bet. Speaking of betting, let's give you your BetMGM Network top play for today.
Hola, amigos! Brad Evans here to help you beat the books with the BetMGM Network. The NBA Finals are set, and it all starts Thursday night. The Indiana Pacers ran through the East, but now they're big underdogs against the Oklahoma City Thunder at 5-1 odds. There's great value when betting on Indiana to win it all. Hashtag Team Huevos. Bet smarter, beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
All right, so the interesting odds when you talk about the NBA Finals. You got the man mentioned there, Brad Evans. The Pacers are at +500, so that's what you're getting also at the Desert Diamond Casino. +5, it's 5-1, so +500. So that is they are obviously the underdogs in this series with the Thunder. Thunder are heavily favorite. I mean, heavily.
Oh yeah,
favorite to win this series. They are -715. -715. As long as we've been tracking these the BetMGM Network plays, I don't think I've ever seen anything that low. -715. So you know how much we're going to get back on our $12.90 bet if we take the Thunder?
How much?
$1.68.
I mean, yeah. You're not going to get much.
That's how big a favorite the Thunder are in this series.
That's why the folks love the underdog. You get more for rooting for the underdog.
You do, for sure. I don't know that I'm comfortable taking getting rid of $12.90 to take the Pacers. Who do you like in this one?
Admittedly, I think I like the Pacers a little more in this series. I like the Pacers a little more in this series for the fact that I think the big matchup to watch here is going to be Chet versus Pascal. I think that the Siakam showed that he's able to go ahead and take advantage of some of these more light-footed, maybe a bit lighter on their feet power forwards like he did with Karl Anthony Towns in the last series. I think that eventually the Thunder will have to make a decision. Do we go ahead and put Hartenstein, who's a bit more of a better post defender, up against Pascal Siakam, and then run the risk of Miles Turner just running around with Chet all game long? Or do we try and trust for Chet to go ahead and be able to find himself against Pascal? If Pascal can open this first game tomorrow with, I'd say, 8 points in the first quarter, that's how we're going to go and see him really get into his rhythm. If they get Pascal started quickly, they've got a good chance to go ahead and take at least game one. but I like their chances in the series overall.
All right, so then you think we should take this? We should take this bet then. We should take plus 500 there.
I mean, I'd take it.
All right, well then we'll do that. I wasn't going to do that.
I'd certainly say take them.
I was not comfortable doing it, but we'll lay that down on the line as one of our plays. Pacers plus 500 to win this series. There we go. But that would bring us back $64.50. So that would get us closer to square after all these losing baseball bets they gave us the last few days. Marlins over the Rockies. That didn't happen. Braves last night over the Diamondbacks. They did give us one winning baseball play. I take that back. We had the Rangers and the Rays yesterday under 8 runs with Tyler Mahle and Drew Rasmussen pitching. And Drew Rasmussen, who has just been dynamite for Tampa Bay over the course of the last 4 starts. He hadn't allowed an earned run in the 3 starts coming into last night's outing, and he was great again last night for the Rays, who are kind of starting to come around a little bit. Are the Rays? But so we won on that bet last night for the Rays and the Rangers under. Rasmussen finished with 5. He only went 5 innings, but it was 5 shutout innings. So that's 4 starts now in a row. He has not allowed an earned run. 23 scoreless innings for Dennis Rasmussen of the Tampa Bay Rays. And he did not walk a batter. He struck out 8 in those. I need him on my fantasy team, but somebody already has him. Somebody already has him. They gave us. I think they did give us one other bet for today, but unfortunately it was rained out. They gave us the Royals. They said take the Royals over on the money line over the Cardinals. But that game in St. Louis was rained out. The Royals have called up their young whippersnapper.
Yep.
I think it's Jack Caglione is his name. There was rumor. Well, we had gotten a bet early in the season that he might be Rookie of the Year. He's a good Rookie of the Year candidate, but they just now are bringing him up here to start June. But he is a hot prospect. Hit that 500-foot home run last year for Florida in college baseball, and it's taken him just 1 year since the draft to get to the big leagues. So it's been a pretty quick ascension for Jack Caglione.
Probably hasn't been a Royals rookie this hyped up since a fellow by the name of Bo Jackson.
Ooh, Bo Jackson, yes. Did he? Yeah, I think that was a while ago. Speaking of the draft, do you remember? I'll give you this one, Mr. Dragon Ball. Today in sports history. This goes back to 1996, I do believe. You remember who your Pirates took with the first pick in the draft?
That would potentially be Barry. No, it wouldn't be Barry Bonds. Obviously not.
Late 90s.
Late 90s.
Pitcher.
Oh, pitcher. Oof.
Late 90s pitcher.
Oh, this is gonna hurt my soul if it's who I think it is, but I'm not drawing the name here.
Chris Benson.
Oh, okay.
Remember the Chris Benson pick? Whatever happened? Did he had a decent career, but he wasn't like real great, if I remember.
No,
correctly.
there's other names in Pirates history that I think about with the lack of draft capital.
Let's see. He went 70 and 75 in the big leagues with a 4.42 ERA. He pitched in Pittsburgh for about 5 seasons. Had some double-digit win seasons. He won 11 his rookie year, and then he won 10, 11 and 14, 10 and 10. He's probably on some bad teams, I would imagine, if he had 14 losses.
Mm-hmm.
But, never amounted to Hall of Fame stature did Chris Benson. But Chris Benson, this day in sports history, was the Pirates, David Amada's team. His number, they gave him $2 million to sign, making him the top pick that year. Pretty good stuff there.
Not bad.
All right, we're going to talk some FC Tucson in the second half of our show. Again, short show to you, only 2 more segments to go. Really through 2+, because we'll have a short segment to end this thing. But we're going to have the head coach of the FC Tucson women's team, Kaylee Clark, and Natalie Sepulveda from the FC Tucson women are going to join us in studio coming up straight ahead in the 4 o'clock hour. DK on the Sports Tip. This is Wildcats Radio 1290. Dragon Ball's got everything happening in sports here in Southern Arizona and around the world.
Well, again, if you missed it earlier, we talked about that the Arizona Wildcats are already out on their way to Tobacco Road to take on North Carolina in the NCAA Super Regionals. The team officially took their travel day today to Chapel Hill, and with the Big 12 title already on their shelf, Chip Hill says the team is currently focusing on what is next on their agenda.
Yeah, I think just the attitude after the win. I mean, you guys saw it. They were happy. They were fired up to get it over with, but I think they're ready for the next step. So, obviously, the matchups are super important. We get there, and the more video we look at, we'll have a better idea of how we're going to play guys, how we're going to pitch them, how we're going to approach our starters. So we're a little bit early in that process yet.
Again, the Wildcats will be seeing first pitch on Friday morning, 9 a.m., bright and early here with Brian Jeffries on Wildcats Radio 1290. And the Suns have found their new man on the bench after a long vetting process as they hand the team over to Cavaliers assistant coach Jordan Ott after he helped the Cavaliers to a stellar season after being one of Kenny Atkins's first hires as a part of the Cleveland franchise. Again, Suns star guard Devin Booker reportedly put his stamp of approval on the move, saying he endorsed Ott for the job as the Suns land a new head coach, the 21st in franchise history, to a new 4-year contract. And even though David Kelly was talking about straight seating, it sounds like we got some new ideas about what the college football playoff model should look like by Ohio State head coach Ryan Day. Ryan Day has his own version of the future model, saying that all future models for the college football playoff should have 4 automatic qualifying spots for the expanded Big Ten. Day was cited saying that they have an 18-team league and some of the best programs in the country, including the recent additions from the Pac-12, including both Oregon and Washington, as they were a part of the national championship game experience in the new system. Day also said a model with more automatic spots will benefit the sport to incentivize stronger non-conference scheduling due to discrepancies in conference scheduling models. And I am Dragon Ball with your 2020 Sports Update here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Travel a little busy for Benson Highway at Ajo Way, and also some mild slowing Ajo and Keno and Ajo. Collisions reported 22nd Street east of Keno Parkway, and also Pima and Alvernon and Pima. And for your weather, looking at 70 the overnight low, 97 sunny tomorrow, 95 now. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Staples.
What up, Mario Lopez here, and I love me a throwback like the Staples Easy button. It's back and bringing more easy than ever. Custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos. Plus, next day delivery to over 98% of the U.S. Yeah, Staples, that was easy.
The jungle has moved afternoon, so grab your best Tucson tuxedo and join us on the Jim Rome Show weekdays from noon till 3 p.m. right here on the flagship home of your Arizona Wildcats, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Back to Eugene Snarkle, rising UberTube star, and his best friend, Doug.
Eugene, you've been working on my car's brakes for 3 days now. Is there a problem? And what's with all the orange stuff on your t-shirt?
Research, Doug.
The orange stuff is research?
No, I'm doing research for my next UberTube video on fixing brakes. I need the Chizo snack food to power my 72-hour video binges. It gets a little messy, but I'm willing to make the sacrifice.
It looks like the only sacrifice is my car, and maybe that white t-shirt covered in Chizo dust.
So, can you hand me that metal thingy?
You mean this wrench?
Well, if that's what you want to call it.
Eugene, I need my keys. I'm heading to Jack Furrier's.
Great choice, Doug. Brake repair doesn't have to be expensive to be good. At Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, we've been providing award-winning service since 1960, including top-quality brake repairs at the best prices in town. Call, stop by, or go online to make an appointment. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, here to get you there.
Sponsored by Rumble. Join millions who trust Rumble's top live streaming personalities to break down the news that matters in real time. Miss the live stream? Catch the full video replay on demand with zero censorship. Download the Rumble app from your Apple Play or Google Play store today and choose from thousands of creators covering everything from financial markets to daily events and more. Choose an open internet and free expression. Choose Rumble.com today.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. Classes start June 11th. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Progressive understands that bond between you and your boat. But imagine if something happened to it. Without the boat, you're just Tina with too much boat knowledge. Sure, it's helpful on the water, but with no boat, you're someone who talks way too much about knots, and no one cares what a jib is anyway. Boat Tina could get away with it because she has a boat. So make sure your boat is insured. Get Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer, and then go back to being you, Tina, who owns a boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
When Ram won its first Motor Trend Truck of the Year, it was celebrated. But after 7 times, what's left to say? The trophy speaks for itself. And now, so does the deal with Employee Pricing Plus. Stop by your local dealer today and take home a Ram truck. Ram, 7-time Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Nothing stops Ram. Offer valid on select 2024 and 2025 Rams for non-FCA employees and retirees. $200 admin fee applies. Not all buyers will qualify. Restrictions apply. Does not apply to leases. See dealer for details. And 6/30/25. Ram is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
You need parts? We got parts. Product availability? Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. Get 1 free set of brake pads when you buy 2 brake rotors. Upgrade to Brake Best Select brake pads for $10 more, or upgrade to Brake Best Select Pro or Import Direct pads for just $20. Offer in-store only. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media station, your home for the National Football League, starting with the Hall of Fame game through the regular season into the playoffs and ending in the Super Bowl. Wildcats Radio, 1290.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
1 second remaining in the second overtime. Here's Perry to Gar-Hurd. Here's the jump shot. Good! It's good! It counts! Gar-Hurd ties it. We'll go to the third overtime. I gotta take a breather. I want to tell you something. Somebody up there is on our side.
The great Al McCoy with that call, the late great Al McCoy. Speaking of this day in sports history, how about we go back another 22 years from when Dragon Ball's Pirates took Chris Benson with the top pick? June 4th, 1976. That would be what? 49 years now? 49 years ago. The great Game 5 of the NBA Finals between the Phoenix Suns and the Boston Celtics. JoJo White, 33 points for the Celtics as they would outlast the Suns 128 to 126. 3 overtimes. Let's hear that one more time. That was such a great call by Al McCoy. Let's get it one more time.
1 second remaining in the second overtime. Here's Perry to Gar-Hurd. Here's the jump shot. Good! It's good! It counts! Gar-Hurd ties it. We'll go to the third overtime. I gotta take a breather. I want to tell you something. Somebody up there is on our side.
Gar-Hurd played 61 minutes in that game. Is that what he said? Yeah, 61 minutes in that game for the Phoenix Suns. And it would be the longest game until the Suns and Bulls played that famous triple overtime game in 1993. That game, the Suns won versus losing. And Kevin Johnson played 62 minutes in that game.
The only thing that Gar-Hurd could not account for was Richie Powers. That's the only thing he couldn't account for, because Richie Powers had to have his power trip.
Oh man. Yeah, well,
jeez.
A lot of things were going the Celtics' way back in those days.
And a lot of things were going Jordan's way back in those days in the 90s, too.
There you go. There you go. Great moments there. No Suns playoff basketball this year, unfortunately. No great memories to make this year.
Well, maybe not. I mean, they did just make a memory here.
You mentioned that. We got a new coach. They took one of my Cavaliers assistants. It seems to be, maybe, David, that this is the way we're going. These young assistant coaches who have kind of been the analytics guys behind the scenes for with a number of teams for a lot of years. It seems like maybe that's the way of the future when it comes to the NBA and these head coaching opportunities.
I wish him as much success as I can, and I hope he doesn't turn into another Igor Kokoskov.
Oh God, yeah, that was Igor.
No.
Igor was one of those guys, wasn't he?
Oh yeah.
Well, sometimes I wonder, did Igor really get a fair shot? Because I mean, literally, he lasted 1 year before they got rid of him. I sometimes don't believe that he necessarily got a full fair shot, but Devin Booker signed off on it. So as long as the number one guy signs off on it, I guess we're going to be good.
I'll say this: Igor got less of a shot than Earl Watson for whatever worth that was.
Yeah, there was again. It's been a number. I mean, we've been through a lot of coaches in the last 10 years. I would think. How many coaches have been? That might be our question of the day. How many coaches have the Suns had since 2010?
I can give you the answer.
Before you give me the answer, let me see if I can guess that answer. I'm gonna. How many coaches of the Suns? Counting this new guy, Jordan Ott. I'm gonna say that since 2010. I'm gonna say they've had 7 head coaches since 2010.
You're going to want to bump that number up a bit.
I'm going to say they've had 9 head coaches.
And then you'd be right.
9 head coaches since 2010.
Yes. Because, again, you go ahead and you get Alvin.
Was that the year they played the Lakers?
Yep.
Okay, because
that was Alvin Gentry. Yep.
I was at one of those games.
Yeah, Alvin Gentry left in 2013. Then Lindsey Hunter had the job for a little bit. I believe he was the interim coach for the remainder of that 2013 season. Then Jeff Hornacek, Farmer Jeff, had the job for 3 years. Then Earl Watson got the job for a year and a half. And then Jay Triano. I don't even remember Jay Triano. And then Igor Kokoskov got it for 1 year. And then Monty got the job, and he was there for 4 years. Then Vogel, then Budenholzer, and now Mr. Ott.
Did we talk about the other day, I think now with the dismissal of Tom Thibodeau, the longest standing head coaches? There's like 2 coaches that have been hired or that have that go past the COVID year. In the NBA, Steve Kerr obviously being one of them, Eric Spoelstra being the other. Both obviously those guys have won multiple championships, but those are the only 2 coaches that were coaching in the NBA before the pandemic. That's nuts.
And
absolutely nuts.
And you want to know what the other part of it that's interesting?
What's that?
So Tom Thibodeau, if you recall, he won Coach of the Year in 2021, right? Every coach since 2018 that has won that job has been fired. Dwayne Casey was fired in 2018 after winning the Coach of the Year award with the Raptors in 2018. Man. Mike Budenholzer was not only fired from the Bucks, but if you recall, he was recently fired from the Suns, and Budenholzer won it in 2019. He was fired in 2023. And Nick Nurse, also Toronto head coach,
Nick Nurse,
fired in 2020. Thibodeau won it in 2021, was fired in 2025. Monty won it in 2022, then fired the year after. And then Mike Brown won it in Sacramento in 2023 and was fired in 2024.
Yeah.
So if you're a Cavs fan, David Kelly, I'd be very nervous about Kenny Atkinson's future with the franchise.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. If they take a step back next year, he might be in some serious trouble. 520-848-1290. What do you think of the new coach, Jordan Ott? Want to hear your thoughts on that. Bad night last night for the Phoenix Mercury on the road in Minnesota.
Smith, three-pointer is good for Alana Smith. Heidemann looked at the jump shot, swinging around. Carly Samuelson from the baseline drops in the three-pointer. Here comes Minnesota being disrupted the other way. Alana Smith with the finish. McBride brings it across for the Lynx. McBride finds a cutting Collier. Carlton, that three-ball drops. Courtney Williams sacrificing herself to make the steal, and McBride pays it off. K-Mac with the three off of the Courtney Williams steal.
88-65, the best team in the WNBA, the Minnesota Lynx, knock off the Phoenix Mercury for the second time in a week, led by Nafisha Collier, who scored 18 points in that game. The Mercury are dealing, again, the Mercury are 5-3. They are dealing with a ton of injuries. Alyssa Thomas has not played now for the last 3 games. Clea Copper has not played at all this season. Natasha Mack has been out as well. And so this is a team that it's had a lot of new players. We mentioned yesterday, Megan McConnell, TJ's little sister, was signed. She played 13 minutes and got hurt. A knee injury. We don't know the extent of that knee injury, but she could be, when you ever think knee, possibility that she might be out for the season after just 13 minutes playing in the WNBA. 88-65 after the game. Katia Laksa on having to play 5 games in 9 days and dealing with all these injuries.
I mean, and the scheduling is tough, but it's tough for everybody, so we cannot make excuses at the same time. We've been lucky to get new players, and we really hope that they stay healthy. So right now, that's the main focus, to stay healthy. And, it was not an easy game. We played the way we could, but we need to forget that, learn from our mistakes, and we keep moving on. There's so many games left to play.
We were joking about rookies yesterday, but I really like what I've seen from Lexi Held. She played 29 minutes, 7 of 14 from the floor, 16 points in the loss. Head coach Nate Tibbetts on trying to meld in all these new players with not a lot of time for practice because they've had to play so many games.
It's tough. Just you haven't had the practice time. The hope is moving forward, this new CBA, our roster sizes are bigger, because when you're adding these players and, they don't know our stuff, and it just makes it tough. It makes it tough. You saw we had 3 players in the rotation that they're trying, and we're trying to help them, but it makes it extremely tough to put a well-executed group out there, just because, everyone's kind of learning on the fly. And, I hope our league makes a stand and gets better at that.
All right, so they split the road trip, winning in Los Angeles, losing in Minnesota. The good news is now the Mercury will come home for 3 games. The first of those will be Thursday, so they'll play Thursday and Saturday, and then they'll actually have 3 days off. Imagine that, until they play next Wednesday. Golden State at home on Thursday night. Seattle will be in on Sunday, and then 3 days off before Dallas comes to town. I don't know if Paige Beckers will be back. She's been hurt. Speaking of injuries, there's a lot of injuries to these high profile. Think about the high profile stars right now in the WNBA who are not playing. Caitlin Clark is out. Sophie Cunningham, I think she was hurt, but she's back last night for Indiana. Kalia Copper has been out. Paige Beckers has been out. A lot of high profile players that have not been on the floor for these teams. So hopefully we'll get to see those players as the season goes along. All right, let's see if we have all the shots here. See, why is that? There's Cricket is invisible. Wow! Oh my gosh, she's absolutely invisible. That's a weird one there. I don't know why I'm not getting anybody at all in that particular. Let me see if I can refresh that. They must have frozen there. We'll refresh it and. Oh, see, there you are. But now the camera's
That's even better.
All right. But Cricket joins us here. You can't see her.
There
There
are so many people judging your cable management right now, DK.
Right?
Yes.
But you can hear Cricket. You can't see. There we go. Hey, there she is. Right there. All right.
Good job, buddy.
Cricket, how you doing over there?
Good. How are you doing over there?
I'm trying to get everything done. We got a quick show here today because we've got the Women's College World Series that's happening. So just to let folks know, so we'll be off. We'll be gone most of next week. I'm actually going to be out of town, so so I won't be around. But some of these people will be around. But obviously, the school just got out for the kids, U of A, all of that. We like to call it summer vacation. Do you have a summer vacation plan, Cricket? Are you headed anywhere at all exciting this summer?
Nope.
No. When's the last time you took like a really fun? Have you been away on a cool trip recently?
Wow, it's been so long.
Other than the Dude Ranch you went to last week.
That was really cool. See, I don't get out much, but now that you asked me that, I couldn't even really tell you the last time. Maybe like went out to the casino here, did a staycation maybe, but
okay.
I couldn't tell you. Like it's been so long.
All
I don't. You
right.
travel a lot more. I think you travel a little bit, don't you, Dragon Ball?
No.
Oh, so me and you are the same.
Dragon Ball's
so
trying,
we're like the same.
Dragon Ball's trying to build a house. He didn't have money
Me
to
and you
travel
are the
right
same
now.
in this Cricket, but the difference is that for me, my problem is that I'm what they call a workaholic. So I don't take vacations. I don't take paid time off or anything else like that. I keep it going until I'll use it eventually. And then it's gone. So my last vacation would have to be my last summer vacation when I was a college student, going back almost 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And even then, that wasn't really summer vacation because that was the one semester where I had a summer course that I was doing.
Oh, that's not a break. Well,
not
maybe it
really.
is. Yeah.
I'm going home.
like
I don't know
2
if I
weeks.
call that. I'm going home to Ohio. I don't know if I call that a vacation though.
Really going home? See, I feel like anytime you leave,
and go somewhere else. It's still a vacation.
It's got to be, right?
I feel like it, yeah.
I don't know. It's not. It may not even be very warm there.
Don't sound so excited to see everybody back home.
So thrilled.
Hey, I'm gonna get to see my Guardians place, and I get to see my sister and all that stuff. So family and friends, it's always fun. Always fun for sure. All right, so guys, don't tear up the building.
I will not
while we're gone next
We'll
week.
behave.
So please do that. I'd like to come back to everything standing up the way that I left it.
Okay, fair
All
enough.
right.
If the camera's not looking in the right direction, that's not our fault.
That's so not us.
Exactly. It'll be somebody else.
That happens when you're even here.
It does.
So
it does. So I can't blame it on you guys for sure. All right, we're going to talk some FC Tucson coming up. Kaylee Clark and Natalie Sepulveda will join us. Cricket getting you home right now every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
And from the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio, 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collisions reported Park and Benson Highway and Park Avenue. Also a wreck that occurred from the northbound I-19 merge onto westbound I-10 off on the side of the road, not blocking travel at 4 a.m. Thursday morning. So overnight tonight into tomorrow, 4 a.m. Thursday morning, Kinney Road near the Desert Museum will close for approximately a day for urgent waterline work. You can use McCain Loop to move around. 70 the overnight low, sunny, 97 tomorrow, and 95 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Tired of feeling alone in your job search? With just one connection, you can find endless job opportunities. That connection is Express Employment Professionals. Don't go it alone. Visit ExpressPros.com to find the location nearest you. That's ExpressPros.com.
Sponsored by Rumble. From spicy podcasts to wild live streams, there's always something new on Rumble. Watch, comment, and connect with a real community that's actually awake. Comment in the live chat and talk directly to your favorite streamers. Rumble provides you with your daily dose of uncensored fun, facts, and fire. Download the Rumble app from your Apple Play or Google Play store today. Choose an open internet and free expression. Choose rumble.com today.
Back to Eugene Snarkle, rising UberTube star, and his best friend, Doug.
Eugene, you've been working on my car's brakes for 3 days now. Is there a problem? And what's with all the orange stuff on your t-shirt?
Research, Doug.
The orange stuff is research?
No, I'm doing research for my next UberTube video on fixing brakes. I need the Chizo snack food to power my 72-hour video binges. It gets a little messy, but I'm willing to make the sacrifice.
It looks like the only sacrifice is my car, and maybe that white t-shirt covered in Chizo dust.
So, can you hand me that metal thingy?
You mean this wrench?
Well, if that's what you want to call it.
Eugene, I need my keys. I'm heading to Jack Furrier's.
Great choice, Doug. Brake repair doesn't have to be expensive to be good. At Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, we've been providing award-winning service since 1960, including top-quality brake repairs at the best prices in town. Call, stop by, or go online to make an appointment. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, here to get you there.
Average doesn't grow your business. Smart strategy does. At Cumulus Digital, our campaigns outperform industry benchmarks by more than 25% because we go beyond clicks and impressions, showing you exactly who saw your ad by name and address. We build solutions that fit more than 4,000 businesses that partner with us every month. Let's build one for you. You're not average, and your marketing results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com today.
When Ram won its first Motor Trend Truck of the Year, it was celebrated. But after 7 times, what's left to say? The trophy speaks for itself. And now, so does the deal with Employee Pricing Plus. Stop by your local dealer today and take home a Ram truck. Ram, 7-time Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Nothing stops Ram.
Offer valid on select 2024 and 2025 Rams for non-FCA employees and retirees. $200 admin fee applies. Not all buyers will qualify. Restrictions apply. Does not apply to leases. See dealer for details. And 6/30/25. Ram is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
The proud and honorable men and women of our military are still overseas sacrificing their lives for our country. Please don't forget our brave heroes. And if hiring, please consider hiring a veteran.
This message paid for by R&R Restoration LLC of Tucson.
They're specializing in classic car restoration. Let over 35 years of experience go to work for you. Call R&R Restoration LLC today at 520-308-2171 or visit oldguysrestoration.com. That's R&R Restoration. People who care.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
He's kind and he's funny and he's also mustachioed. He solves all your problems by the end of every episode. TV Dad. Everyone loves TV Dad. TV Dad. Unlike your real dad, he never hollers. And he tells you how Progressive can save you lots of dollars.
Listen to your TV Dad. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary.
The Colorectal Cancer Alliance is a one-stop resource you can trust. Go straight there. Just get to the website.
Go to the Alliance. Go to colorectalcancer.org.
I'm Omar Reese with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Micah Parsons is still looking for a new contract ahead of the 2025 season, but new Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer doesn't seem concerned that the two-time All-Pro has been in and out for OTAs. Schottenheimer saying he's been in contact with Parsons and expects to see him at next week's mandatory minicamp. Meanwhile, the Bears' mandatory minicamp is already underway, and new head coach Ben Johnson is bringing the same energy that made him one of the hottest head coaching candidates this offseason. Receiver DJ Moore was asked how it's been playing for the first-time head coach, and he responded by saying, quote, fun, but intense. And some sad news to pass along. Vikings great Jim Marshall has died at the age of 87. He was known as the captain and a member of the legendary Purple People Eaters. Marshall recorded 130.5 sacks over his extraordinary 20-year career. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Not available in all states. Rates vary. Building a financial safety net for your family can be tough, but with term life insurance through Ethos, you can have peace of mind that they can pay the mortgage and other bills if something happens to you. With coverage in as little as 10 minutes, all online, Ethos finds your best rate across their multiple trusted carriers. Some policies as low as $1 a day billed monthly. And even in uncertain times, your term life insurance rates and payout don't change. Get a free quote at ethos.com/win. That's ethos.com/win.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Pleased to be having some folks in studio with us today. We've got the new head coach of your FC Tucson women's team here with us. Her name is Kaylee Carter. And Kaylee, we appreciate you taking some time to join us.
Yeah, thank you for talking with me.
Kaylee Carter joining us, and she is the new head coach, I should say, because there was a late change. You were an assistant last year. Kaylee, talk to us about how you suddenly became the head coach of the summer side here in Tucson.
Yeah, sort of an unexpected last-minute change, but I've been familiar with the program just being an assistant from last year and then a player myself. So while it was, unexpected, we're focused, and immediately the priority was on providing stability and continuity for the players.
So then, again, had you been a head coach before? Like, how does that change kind of your preparation process now being thrust into the lead seat?
Yeah, I was heavily involved in the recruiting process, so that certainly helped matters. I knew the group very well and sort of knew the team that was going to be put out this summer. And I am a head coach with FC Tucson Youth, so I have 2 girls academy teams that I am the head coach for, so that experience really allowed me to kind of step into this role a lot more comfortably.
Now, you played for FC Tucson. Did you play for Kelly then?
I did. I played under Kelly, and I also played under Amy Gorelick.
Oh, okay. So both long-term coaches when this side was just getting started. What did you learn from them? Obviously, 2 very highly respected women on the soccer scene here in Southern Arizona.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've learned a lot from Amy just in terms of mentorship, and she's actually come on and helped me with a couple of my youth teams as far as just getting my players really going on the college recruiting process. And so I've just learned a lot about her style, which is, very firm but nurturing, which I think is incredibly important for women's sports and girls' sports. So it's been great to kind of have those 2 female, really excellent models and mentors in the Tucson community.
Did you always think that you would be a coach?
I did not always think that I would be a coach. I think for, a long time I thought I would be a player forever, and then eventually made that transition. I think, that seeing Amy coach at FC Tucson Women really inspired me. I started coaching with her shortly after that, and so once I started, I sort of couldn't stop, and that's how we got to where we are now.
So how would you describe the style of play that you like? As a both imagine it's the same as a player as it is now that you're a coach, or do you try to see what you have and then meld your style of play around the roster that you've been able to put together?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. I grew up playing for a club called Sereno in Phoenix, and so we had a very possession-based style of play, and that sort of suited me as a player as well. I was very, I was on the smaller side and very technically gifted, but that was sort of the style that we leaned into for our youth team. But really it's a balance, because from what I've learned in my licensing courses through U.S. Soccer is really that you have to make changes based on the personnel that you do have. And so we do have some of those, tall, gifted in the air athletes that we make use of a more direct style of play when we need to, but we're also able to control the field in terms of possession as well.
Kaylee Carter joining us. She is the new manager of the FC Tucson women's side here in the WPSL. They've played 3 matches already, 2 wins, 1 draw, so off to a great start, continuing the success of all the previous managers that she is following behind. Now, you mentioned from the Phoenix area in high school. You did not, however, play in college, but how did you were on the club team at college, and then how did you find out about the summer FC Tucson women, and what made you want to go out and do that?
Yeah, I sort of had a unique, challenging experience as I ended my high school years. I didn't sort of have the support to get to the college level. I knew I wanted to go to U of A and, thought, oh, maybe I can walk on, and found out that's not really how that works. And so I jumped onto the club team, and we actually had a few former NCAA Division I players who had stepped down from their college program. So we had a really competitive team. And that sort of ignited my, spirit to continue playing. And down in Tucson, a couple of my friends had told me, my teammates, have you heard about the FC Tucson women's program? They have a summer program, and it's in the WPSL, and it's very competitive. It's a short season, but it is an opportunity to get to play with some of those former college players that are in their college programs now, and then even some youth players that are coming up in the U17, U18 age groups. So that was sort of how I ended up at FC Tucson Women.
So now you obviously do that, and you get involved with the youth side as well over at FC Tucson. What was it about just kind of that side of it that you decided, okay, now maybe I want to try and tackle maybe coaching younger kids, younger girls?
Yeah, it's definitely a different, unique challenge coaching younger girls. The emphasis is much more focused on development, and so that is a very challenging piece as far as coaching. So, you really are concerned with developing these young, girls into eventual women athletes that want to compete at the college level, which is challenging. And WPSL is a unique kind of coaching professionalism experience because of it is a short season that's extremely competitive, and there's an emphasis on results and finishing first in the conference. So definitely two different contrasts, and I think both have helped me kind of grow professionally.
And you decided to stay here and do that, being though from the Phoenix area. Why Tucson? What grip did Tucson have that made you want to stay down here and be a coach down here in Southern Arizona?
Yeah, I think it started with, my love for U of A. So I went to U of A for my college years, like I had mentioned, and that really made me ultimately fall in love with the city of Tucson. And so I've known, ever since coming down for college that I wanted to stay locally here in Tucson, and that might not be forever, but I kind of found home here in terms of my career, on the therapy side of things, what I do professionally. And then also it's just a great soccer community. So it's been awesome to have all these different opportunities.
So you obviously have a real job. What is your real job?
Yes, I'm actually, I'm a board certified behavior analyst.
Okay.
So I work at a company called Helping Hands Behavior Therapy. So I have a master's degree in behavior analysis practice. So I do therapy and supervise therapy sessions with autistic children. And that's sort of the work that I do from 9 to 5.
So you got your undergrad and your graduate degrees both at the University of Arizona?
I got my undergraduate at the University of Arizona, and I got my graduate degree, my master's degree from Florida Tech.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Kaylee Carter joining us. So tell us a little bit about this particular side that you've got this year and what you like about the group.
Yeah, I like that the group is young and they're motivated. So we have a lot of talented youth players coming up through our FC Tucson youth program. And sort of the best thing about the group this summer is meshing that together with the college players that we've brought in. So we have some former FC Tucson players that are now playing at New Mexico State and, other programs nearby that have brought teammates. And so the culmination of those two groups together is just something really fun to watch and coach.
Now, you guys had to get a home match this past Sunday, had to battle some weather out there. Got a little crazy here with the rain. What was that like? It kind of started raining a little bit earlier than we're used to here in Southern Arizona.
Yes, very unique for our players. We're obviously not used to that kind of downpour for 2 hours straight with no break in the weather. Field conditions were very wet. Obviously, not something El Paso is accustomed to either. We actually joked because we have a player that is committed to go to Seattle. So we sort of joked with her, she better get used to the weather conditions down here. It was challenging. It was tricky. The fields were slick. We expected the weather to let up a little bit, and it did not. So it was challenging for sure.
Kaylee Carter's our guest. We've got a short show today because we've got Women's College World Series coming up for you, but we want to get our break in here a little bit early so we can come back and have a few more minutes with Kaylee before we have to be out of here at 4:45 for Texas versus Texas Tech. It is DK on the Sports Tip. Cricket's getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. With collisions that were reported at Park Avenue and Benson Highway and also from northbound I-19 making the merge onto westbound I-10. Crews will continue work tomorrow on westbound Irvington under I-10, 9 a.m. till 3:30 p.m. 70 the overnight low, sunny 97 tomorrow and 95 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Arizona Lottery.
When you play the Arizona Lottery, there's always a chance you'll win big, but there's also a guarantee that you'll be giving back to the community. There's joy in it all. Love the play with scratchers, draw games, and more from the Arizona Lottery.
AutoNation Honda Tucson at the Auto Mall is your premier automotive destination in town. Explore the new 2025 Honda models and extensive collection of pre-owned vehicles. Experience no-hassle financing and our no-haggle one-price selection. Visit AutoNation Honda Tucson at the Auto Mall today.
So hot. I can help you.
Good afternoon. We're with Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team.
But I didn't call yet.
That's how fast we are, man.
Just as I thought, this AC is out.
No, we're not gonna lose it. Come on. Come on. Don't you die on me.
Johnson, get a hold of yourself. Sorry, we take this very seriously.
Wow, you fellas are good.
It's not just a name, ma'am.
It's who we are kind of thing.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Sponsored by Rumble. Want to join 59 million others who are tuning in to a fresh alternative to mainstream news and information that isn't delivered with an agenda? Enjoy your daily dose of happenings from a platform that fights to protect your free speech. Download the Rumble app from your Apple Play or Google Play Store today and choose from thousands of creators covering everything from financial markets to daily events and more. Choose an open internet and free expression. Choose Rumble.com today.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PARTY to get up to a $5 per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PARTY to get up to a $5 per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PARTY.
When you hear
crunch,
whine, boing,
Alaskan AC will arrive to fix it in less than 24 hours from the first crunch,
whine, boing. No matter what kind of
crunch,
whine, or boing your AC is making,
we fix it on your schedule.
That's huge. We guarantee to be there in 24 hours or less, or the repair is free.
We not only get there fast, we Polar Bear promise we'll get the job done right.
We believe you deserve fresh air free of humidity in every room of your home, and you should never hear crunch,
whine,
boing.
If you do, call Alaskan AC, and we guarantee we'll be there in under 24 hours.
If we don't make it, your repair will be free.
No matter how big the crunch,
boing,
or whine.
Wait, I thought I was whine.
You're crunch.
I'm crunch. You're boing.
I don't think I'm boing. Gary's more of a boing than me.
William is crunch.
Schedule now and tell us who boing is. Only at AlaskanAC.com.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, cause you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
I'm going to
Andy Gresh with a Sports Minute. Sometimes in life and in sports, your number just comes up. Look at former Knicks head coach Tom Thibodeau, who only led the team to multiple playoff runs and 50-win seasons in an Eastern Conference final, only to be told yesterday it's not good enough. Hopefully the Knicks have a good candidate. If you're bringing someone lesser than, the folks of New York are going to revolt. I'm Andy Gresh.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Every success you've had began with a great opportunity. Now there's another one. Last aid year, University of Maryland Global Campus awarded over $21 million in scholarships to qualified students, including community college students, service members, veterans, and working adults. Now is the time to move your career forward with an online and accredited skills-based education. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Final segment of our show, short show today as we get you set for Women's College World Series action. Texas versus Texas Tech coming up 4:45 with the call. Ryan Radke, Arizona Wildcat grad, will have the action tonight from Oklahoma City, and we will chat for those few more minutes with Callie Clark. She's the new manager of the FC Tucson women's soccer side. They've played 3 of their 8 games so far, so 5 games remaining. You guys have a friendly coming up this Saturday, correct, Kaylee?
Yeah, that's right. We have a friendly this Saturday at Keno North Grandstand.
And who will you guys be playing this Saturday?
We'll be matching up against Pima County Surf, which is a WPSL League 2 team.
And how is the how is the Desert Conference? You have a few new teams in the Desert Conference as well on the WPSL side this year.
We do, yeah. We have some new teams that we haven't had a chance to play against yet. So we have Desert Dreams, which is in their inaugural season, as well as Phoenix Heat. So we'll be able to play them later this month.
And you guys mostly practice still in the evenings over at the complex. How have practices gone so far as you guys have kind of gotten into things?
Yeah, we train in the evening at Keno Sports Complex, and trainings have been great. Numbers are strong, which is important for this league. So, yeah, everything's been great, competitive. Younger players sort of learning and mentoring off of the older players, and then older players stepping into leadership roles and lifting the younger players up. So it's awesome.
Now, I know in the past there have been not necessarily college-age players, but there have often been some older players, some adult players. Do you have that as well this year on the side?
Yeah, we do. We have a group of players that's nearing their senior year of college. So looking at ages sort of 21, 22, and then we actually have a player that's 28 years old this year, which has been the case in the past. So kind of some of that veteran sort of energy and knowledge, wisdom, however you want to put that, has been definitely useful for the girls.
How would you categorize yourself as a head coach?
I would categorize myself, I sort of, like I said, I lean into the philosophies and, what I've learned from Amy, who had the program in the past. And it's sort of that love and logic. It has to be tough and make sense, and they have to learn and, grow as players, but then also they have to enjoy it. That's a big part of the summer program. And what I tell them almost every training is that this team and this program is for them. It's for Tucson. So
who's your favorite soccer player of all time? The male or female that you really enjoyed watching?
There's so many. I mean, I don't know if I could pick, a favorite one. I think one of my favorite players that I used to watch growing up, obviously, I'm a Manchester United fan, so I love Wayne Rooney,
Okay.
but I also really like to watch Marcelo, so I have so many different players that I like to draw inspiration from for sure.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you taking time to stop by. Kaylee, best of luck this season as you guys continue things over there with the FC Tucson women.
Thank you so much. Thank you for talking with me.
Absolutely. Kaylee Carter, the head coach of your FC Tucson women's side. That's going to wrap up our show for today. We'd like to thank Kaylee for coming in to join us. Coming up next, Ryan Radke is going to have the call. It's game 1 of the Women's College World Series Finals. The upstart Texas Tech Red Raiders from the Big 12 and the Texas Longhorns from the SEC. We'll be back with you tomorrow, same time, 3 o'clock. DK on the Sports Tip. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
The following is a presentation of Westwood One's